Hey, Greg, thanks for taking the time. Congratulations on the win. Just wanted to know your general thoughts on the game and maybe a little bit about why you chose the lineup that you did and playing some starters in there, knowing you have a game on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, it's a competition that we want to be competitive in. You know, it's for us this year. It's about winning trophies. This is an opportunity, so take the game serious. They have a good team. I like their team. I think they do some good things. So you have to respect the opponent. You have to respect the game. Especially if you want to do something in this event. So outside of that, there's some things like at left back we use Rob because we really don't have another left back at the moment. So I didn't want him to. He was never going to play 90. I always had him just kind of slated for 60 and to get him off. But so that was going to happen anyways. Was trying to get some other guys out. But I felt like by and large we got most of our group off the field, but also the most important thing was winning the game. And so, if we get more goals, then maybe guys come out a little bit earlier and we deal with it. But we wanted to win the game. So, that was it. So I'm trying to think of other guys that were in there. It was good to get Eric his first 90 minutes. It was good to get Sash back out with the group and let him lead things. It was good to get Daniel and Johnny minutes, get Dayon, 80 minutes, 75, 80 minutes. These were all positive things. Great for Kevin to get a goal. So there's a lot of positive things that came out of the situation. I think Jules just needs to get some games, needs to continue to try to get his rhythm. So wanted to give him that opportunity. So that was that. I mean, I was by and large happy to get through the game relatively clean and to be moving on and now focus our attention on Saturday. Because the game was on Tuesday, I feel like we have little bit of another day to recover. If it was on Wednesday, maybe there's a different scenario in my mind, but because it was Tuesday, I felt like guys could get a few minutes and be all right.
And on Raheem Edwards, was any injury there or just precaution?
No, it was. I think when he blocked the shot, he felt a little bit of something, but it was more nerve related. It wasn't necessarily anything specific, so he's all right.
Thanks, Rick.
Mm-hmm. Next, we go to Damien Calhoun.
Hey, Greg. First half, saw the group really come out and sort of control the attack. How did you see that sort of progress through the 90 minutes?
Yeah, I thought we did a nice job. One of the things we've been talking more about is just it's being a little bit more patient in the attacking half of the field and not rushing attacks, being able to get from side to side a little bit more. So we wanted to use this as an opportunity also to get back to some things that I feel like haven't been at our best the last couple games, to emphasize some of those things. I thought it was better in the first half. The second half, I thought, at times, whether it was a little bit of fatigue or just maybe the continuity of making subs and guys coming on, I thought we lost a little bit of that. We thought we got a little casual, maybe a little cute in a few plays. We also, I thought, rushed a few plays where we didn't need to. I think, when we get to that second half, the team's also looking for the second goal because it's a little bit of a cushion, and I think sometimes that draws you maybe a little bit faster to the goal than you need to. By and large, I would have liked to finish the game a little bit more in possession in their half the field and a little less in our half the field, but I think a little bit of that was those things that I just mentioned. So, we got to keep working, but again, good to get out of this game with the win and move on to the next round. These games can be tricky like this one, and we got through it.
Is it the part, I mean, it's a tricky tournament where the games are sort of placed in your schedule.
Yeah.
How does that sort of affect, that's probably the biggest thing that's going to affect you going forward here.
Yeah, the way these games get put into the middle of the weeks and it's busy, then you're trying to, especially this is the first 3-game week for us, so it's the first time our guys have had to lace it up in the middle of the week, and we've got some guys coming back and some guys we're trying to integrate. So so it becomes a little bit tricky, but again, we as a team, this is important for us to take these games the right way. So it's just trying to manage all those different factors. As we get through the season a little bit more, I think guys will get more used to playing 3 games in a week and the rotations that might happen in that. So this was the first time we kind of encountered that, and I thought, by and large, we handled it all right. So
thank you.
Thanks.
Josh, you had your hand again.
Yeah, just a quick one, Greg. with Jonathan Perez and Daniel Aguirre in there as well, what did you see from them? They look like they fit into that offense pretty well in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, starting with Daniel, I thought he was excellent. I thought just simple, efficient. I think those are the good things for Daniel. He just has a wonderful composure and even keel about him, where he doesn't really look like he feels pressure or is in awe of any moment. I feel like he plays at the right tempo by and large. He gets the ball off his foot. He knows his solution. So I thought it was a nice controlled performance for him, which is really what we were looking for out of it. I was pleased with Daniel. So I thought he did a nice job. With Johnny, same. I thought he had good spots. I think he got himself out of there. There's a couple times where I felt he was one-on-one, and I would like to see him be a little more aggressive in that moment and see if he can take the guy maybe to the end line when he's on the left side, be a little bit more aggressive. Sometimes I thought he bailed out of some situations where and just look for passes and simplify some things. He got himself into positions to hit some shots. I think most of them are on his right foot. I would like to see him try to get himself in positions to hit with his left foot, because he's got a fantastic left foot. But again, I thought he put himself around the field in a good way, and got his first good stint with this group, and thought he did a nice job too.
Thanks, Greg.
Mm-hmm.
Coach, can you please start, just give us your overall perspective of tonight's match, and what were your thoughts, going through this match tonight?
I actually thought it was just a really good game all around. I think the Galaxy probably have the best second team in Major League Soccer. Just quality players all over the field, and it was a really good challenge for our team, and a little disappointed we didn't score a goal, but overall I'm really proud of our team. They came here and played the way we always play, against a very, very good opponent, and had a chance to get something from the game. So I'm proud of our guys. I thought it was a great game, and it was enjoyable, I think, to be a part of.
Thank you, Coach. Now we'll open up for questions. People who have raised their hands, let's start with two balls on the mic first, please.
Good evening, Coach Landon. So a tough fought match. What overall positives are going to take away moving forward and onto your USL Championship, especially with such an experience in a MLS type match?
Yeah, well, it's good to see. It's good for our guys to see what it's like at the next level, and the emphasis in the day we had to prepare was, if you don't have the ball and keep possession in tough moments, you won't see it again for 2 or 3 minutes at a time, and that's how the match played out. So that was good, because it forced us to defend in a way that we normally don't in the league, where we had to defend deep for long stretches, defend the box well, and that's good for us. That'll help us grow, and then just learning that if you give a good team the ball that many times, they're eventually going to break you. And in the end, fortunate not to give up probably one more, but I thought overall still the performance was really good, especially all things considered over the last few weeks that these guys have been through. So I thought they did a really good job.
Hey, Coach, safe travels.
Thanks, Tony.
Let's go with Josh Gessman. Go ahead, you're next.
Hey, Landon, thanks for taking the time.
Sure, Josh.
Just wanted to sort of get your feeling about being back in the stadium. I know whenever you walked out, a lot of people cheering. There was a sign over in the corner for you. What does it sort of mean to one, not just be back in the stadium, but two, to be back in the stadium coaching your team against the LA Galaxy?
I'm really grateful. I think we shared a lot of amazing memories together over 10 years. So, one of my assistant asked at one point, do you recognize a lot of these faces? And I said, yeah, almost all of them. As I'm walking along, we used to warm up down in the corner, and you'd know a lot of the faces. And so it was really nice that they gave that reception. And I told Chris Klein before the game, there's something now special, really special about this stadium, that you can feel the history now when you come into the stadium. And I believe now it's the oldest MLS stadium still standing, original stadium still standing. So there's real history here, and you can feel that when you walk in, and that's really special for this league that's now, 25 years old.
Thanks, Vanney.
No problem.
Tony Alvarez, go ahead.
Landon, muy buenas noches. Te pregunto rapidísimo en español, ¿qué te deja esta experiencia en esta Lamar Hunt Open Cup con un equipo que ha empezado muy bien la USL y que ahora pues fue a desafiar un equipo de MLS, ¿no? Más allá de los cambios que se presentaron en el Galaxy, porque ha jugado muy bien el Loyal en lo que va de este año futbolístico.
Sí, aprendimos mucho contra un equipo donde el nivel es mejor. Tienes que hacer algo perfecto y nos faltó una jugada esta noche y en esa jugada perdimos el partido y además las oportunidades de anotar también nos faltó. Pues aprendimos mucho y en partidos tan cerca así hay 1 o 2 jugadas que son la diferencia, pues eso es lo que aprendimos. Gracias.
We'll go with 4 more questions real quickly. Tom Krasovic, Union Tribune.
Landon, it looked like the second half, your guys played a little better. I'm curious what you thought and what may have been behind that.
Probably a little bit of Galaxy tiring out a little bit. It's a group of guys who haven't played 90 minutes, and so they probably wore out a little bit. But our guys, to their immense credit, they've had a really long month, and they just kept bringing energy and creating chances. So I was really proud of that. It would have been easy to just sort of take the 1-0 on the chin and move on, and our guys kept trying to get the goal to tie the game. It's not often that I think you would see a USL team pin an MLS team in their end for a few minutes at a time and create chances, and so I was really proud of that in the way we handled the second half, not conceding the second and giving ourselves a chance to tie the game. Ultimately it didn't come, but I thought the effort was really good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Let's go Elias Abad, Univision San Diego.
I think you're on mute, Elias.
Elias, go ahead and unmute.
Ahí me puedes escuchar, Landon. Buenas noches, Elías.
Sí. Buenas noches.
Te decía, Landon, 2 cositas. ¿Qué tan contento te deja el nivel que mostró el equipo la noche de hoy frente a un equipo, como lo decías, tan poderoso como el Galaxy? Y segundo, si te deja amargo, triste, la jugada donde a Mochovane no le pitan un penal claro dentro del área. Gracias, Landon.
Sí, como he dicho, estoy orgulloso en cómo jugaron el equipo. Tratamos de jugar como jugamos siempre, pues eso fue muy buena para mí. La segunda en el partido parecía penal para mí, el banco, pero no le he visto otra vez en video, pues no puedo comentar porque todavía no sé si era penal o no.
Last 2 questions, guys. Gustavo, and then we'll go with Luis Miguel.
Thank you. Hi, Landon. Gustavo from Chicho MLS Brazil. I just want to ask you if you could identify what was the biggest difference between a MLS side and USL side in a game like this, and what can USL teams do to close a little bit of the gap between both sides?
Sure. Well, I mean, that's easy. It's money spent, right? So the guy who scored a goal for them is worth millions and millions of dollars, earns, I don't know, but lots more money than our entire roster. A few guys on their team are like that. They bring in Chicharito, who's, played at the biggest clubs all over the world. So that ultimately is what the difference was on the night. I think, between the teams there was not a ton of difference, but, you just have higher quality players, higher valued players that are just in the end better players who can make those plays. So that happens all over the world in soccer. That's not anything that we didn't know coming into the game, but it doesn't mean you can't win. And so that's not an excuse. that's just the reality, and I think our guys still did a good job trying to get something out of the match.
Last question, listen good, Fadi.
Gracias, muy buenas noches, Landon. Te saludo con mucho gusto desde Guadalajara, acá en México. Aprovechando tu presencia y siendo una de las grandes figuras del área de CONCACAF, como lo eres tú, ¿cómo vislumbras el camino de la selección mexicana con todo este tema de las críticas que se le ha venido al Tata Martino y de tu selección, Estados Unidos, en el Mundial de Qatar?
No tengo comento de eso. Any other questions?
Thank you.